Hello. Okay, this is take two because I went to pause and was successful and stopped it and deleted it. So we'll try this again. This is part three, take two, of the WHIP parade that I started yesterday. It is the 14th of October, and I'm trying to remember everything that I said. We've got to start all over again because I messed up. First thing I wanted to mention was the girls and I, as in Snoopy and Jinxie, we are doing a cancer walk next month. We need to walk 30 miles, and we are asking for donations to support us. All of that money goes directly to the American Cancer Society. We don't see any of that, don't touch any of that, that goes directly to them. All of that information is included in the link that I am going to put down below after I get the video uploaded. Cancer has hit several people in my family. I explained to you guys yesterday, I even lost a dog to cancer. And it's just a very personal thing for me. I've been down that road a couple times with scares. I've been very fortunate not to. But cancer is a big thing. So we're doing this walk, and I'm asking for any and all support. If all you can do is send me virtual hugs, I love them so much, and if you're able to open your pocketbook and donate to this cause, I appreciate that too. So I'll put the link down below. So we have to start over again, like I said, because I screwed up and I can't hit the right buttons. So we'll start over. The first one that I showed you guys was, and actually I've got this one open now, so we're gonna go a little bit in reverse since I've already got this here on my phone. This one is from February 10th of 24 is when I started this. Last time I worked on this was March 10th of 25. This is, somebody's having a bad day. I hear sirens. It's not good. This is Morning Stretch by Ruth Thompson. She was with Haid for quite a while. She is no longer there. As I was saying before I messed up, she, I believe, is with Thread Geeks now. For some reason I was thinking unconventional cross stitch, but I don't think so. I think she's with Thread Geeks. She doesn't have as many of her patterns with them, but she does have quite a few. But I am making this one for Dalton for his graduation present from college. So this is where I am right now. My only kernuffle with this one, there is a lot of Kreinik in this, and I am really having a hard time finding it. And because I have so much done on that, started with Kreinik, I really don't want to switch over. So if anybody knows of an outlet or knows of a place that Kreinik is still available, please let me know. Because like I said, I need to find it so I can make sure I have enough. I have 2 spools, but I have about 32,000 stitches in that one. So there's quite a bit of Kreinik in that one. All right, so we'll go back to the top because I have to start over again. So the first one I'm going to show you, I started this one on the 31st of December in 24. And the last time I worked on this one was in 22. In 22, I apologize. Last time I worked on this one was the 14th of October last year. This is the Van Gogh Owl. And all those pretty blues and greens. And I told you guys I'm obsessed with Van Gogh. That is my ridiculous start. I was thinking about this after I got done with the videos last night, and I was sitting there on the couch and stitching and watching football, and I have so many that need to get done. Just so many. I need to do better. This one was started on, I'm going out of order again because it was the order on my phone. This one was started on the 3rd of January in 24. And project bag I made. No, this is not Halloween, but it fits perfect. This pattern is from Awesome Pattern Studio. I'm making this one for one of my besties. She has, and I know that they lost a couple this last year, but I think they have 6 or 7 pugs that they've rescued. 2 or 3 of them they actually rescued from a puppy mill in Hawaii. So that's kind of cool. But this is where I'm at on it. And I had my druthers about doing all that white, but I'm going to be able, this is just on Aida cloth, it's DMC, there's no, fancy floss or nothing. So when it gets finished, I can throw it in the wash machine. I'm not real worried about it. And I kind of left it blank and kind of filled in a bunch of the other stuff, and I just didn't like how it looked. So this one, last time I worked on this one was on the 7th of this month. I started this one on the 31st of December in 22. And remember yesterday when I told you guys that I was using my mandala rooster for the gridiron green, and then I was also doing stitches to follow the Denver Nuggets because that's my basketball team, which I prefer basketball over football, but I like them both. Preston's not a big basketball fan, so if I watch basketball, it's usually like if he's at work or whatever. So, because he'll watch it with me, but he's not a huge fan. So this is the Wave Star, and this one is another. Morgan found this one on Etsy for me, and I'm doing this one for Dalton because Dalton is a huge fan of Japanese art. I explained that yesterday. So he loves the wave, but he also enjoys Van Gogh. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So when I take the score from the Nuggets game, just theirs, I'm not doing the opponent's score. And that's how many stitches I put into it. I allowed myself 90 stitches a game because we know that that can fluctuate. But I figured that by taking 90, if it's short, long, whatever, we both know that, or we all know that, and you can have basketball games to 148 points if they're really on. Well, I guess I don't want to put that in there. I have not stitched, I'm doing preseason games too. I have not stitched Sunday's game yet, but I hope to get that done this afternoon. Jinx, be nice. All right, so now we're back on track. Oh, and Poe is coming to visit us. Wow, that does not sound good. The next one that I've started, and now I have a tickle. This one I started on Valentine's Day in 24. This one is in the same book as, do you want to say hi to the peoples? Okay, let's say hi to the peoples. We'll take 2 seconds. I think the peoples like to see you. You want to say hello, Miss Potato? Yes, I know all those peoples out there. They love the potato. Want to sit in my lap? All right, sit down. All right, back on track. So this one is out of the same magazine that my Thatch Cottage was in. Was one of the older ones that I finished this year. So this is from 97. Yeah, 97. So this is an old one. But I started this on, I'm trying to remember when I just told you, Valentine's Day last year. And no, you guys go lay down. Go lay down. So this is called Heart Sampler, and I love this. I think this is so beautiful. It has, I think, 2 specialty threads, I think. Don't quote me on that. I have to look. This is a project bag. Hang on, I gotta take this all out because I blew the pattern out. A project bag that I made with a vinyl front. I thought that was pretty. So the white is the thick DMC, and then it also has wildflowers. It's right in there. And then the rest of it's DMC. Aren't those colors gorgeous? Those pinks and greens. I love them. And no, those aren't my favorite colors. My favorite color is blue. No, blue and purple. I love the way that the pink and the green go together. And yes, I have my pens, and I don't have fancy counting pens. I have sewing pens. Oh, are you leaving? Okay, bye-bye. So that's how far I am. And the last time I worked on this one, if I didn't say, was Valentine's Day this year for its anniversary. So give me just a second, guys. I want to try and do this without screwing up. Okay, hopefully I didn't mess that up too bad. Okay, so that was the heart sampler, and I love anything with hearts on it. That's one of my, I don't know if it's necessarily a downfall, but definitely one of the things that I like to stitch and hang on my walls. All right, next one is, I started this one on leap year last year. Leap day last year. Words are difficult. I don't think I have a picture of this one. I don't think so. I don't think I printed it out. So again, back to my phone. Got all kinds of stuff in here. Last time I took and worked on this one was the last time I went to the eye doctor, because it's big. Actually, no, I didn't. I went to the doctor for this one. I thought I took this one with me when I had my surgery. Okay, best laid plans. Last time I worked on this one was April 30th of 25, and this is the mini stitching shelf. And I am working in this one seasonally. This is one of the ones that, this one gets like special attention. So like if I was to pick it up and work on it today, I'd be working on the fall section. So I have brought it clear down to the bottom, and it does have string on it. I apologize. So that's the whole thing. So you can see spring, summer, fall, and then winter. And I guess the last time I did work on it was spring, because my thread's up there. Anyway, my goal is to have this one done by the next leap day. We'll see. That's also the same year that Dalton graduates from college. We'll see. And this is my very large bag, quilted bag, that I take with me when I travel, because it holds literally everything. I love it. All right, next one that I worked on, which I am not enjoying this one at all. I had a couple suggestions from some friends. I thought I was going to love these. I was really fortunate. I found them all at very reasonable prices, like almost the prices that they originally were. And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And I don't know. I think because when I started this one, I was kind of fresh off of, or maybe I was right in the middle of like cramming to get Morgan's Mirabilia Mermaid done. And I'm struggling. And consequently, it hasn't gotten any love for quite a while. But I started this one on the 19th of March in 24. Last time I worked on this one was the 30th of November last year. And I am talking about the Spring Queen. And I have, like I said, I have all 4 of these. I'm just driving the bus to work on them. So Morgan dyed me this gorgeous, like, I don't know, it's like a blue-green, but it's super, super pale. I'm trying to remember which direction. That must be down. So, oh, it's kind of showing up. So kind of like we did with the Shabbies, she's going to do, you know, I guess it's the green one, the blue-green one, because then for summer, I think we talked about doing like because the summer dresses are very similar to winter. It's that blue color. And then winter will be more of that, you know, darker blue. And then we talked about doing like an oranges pink, but like I said, very similar to what we did with Shabby Autumn for the autumn one. But this is all the further I am. Just in her dress. I started in the middle. So I really wanted to have all 4 of these on the wall. I know I've seen a couple stitchers that have finished them and had them, you know, professionally framed, and they're stunning. And her color palette is beautiful. I have no excuses. I just didn't enjoy that one as much as I'd hoped. All right, this one, where is she? Right in front of me. This one I started on the 28th of April last year because that was her birthday. Last time I worked on this one was the 17th of January. I think this one came up in Bringo. And I am talking about Anne Grimshaw. Love this. This is just, wow. This is a piece of fabric that I dyed with, it was Rit dyes, and it was wine, purple, pink. I think that was it. But it's a huge chunk of fabric. And it's a huge sampler. And that is where I'm at. And I'm doing it with just black. It's going to be monochromatic. I'm going to let the fabric speak for the piece. So, yeah. Gorgeous. My goal on this one was to do a motif a month on it. And that's about as far as I got. So, again, best laid plans. But I do love that one. This one I started for one of my besties. I started this on May 10th of last year, and the last time I worked on this was in September 10th of last year. So I haven't touched it for a while. I have all the called for colors, and this is Next Door. I love this one. And somebody gave me this fabric. I don't even remember. I know it's an 18 count. It's super tiny, super dainty. But it's very pretty and very modeled. I love it. So I need to get that one done. I was going to finish it for her birthday this year, but I'll show you here in a little bit. I have a much larger plan for her. Next one, I started this one on, I've got to look this one up because I don't have this one in. Oh, it was the next one. Imagine that. This one I started on June 14th of 24. I was going to do it on the 14th, but I already had a project on the 14th of June, and I'm trying to do better about not duplicating anniversary days, if that makes sense. This is not that pattern. Uh-oh. I think it's in this bag. Yes. So this was a bag. This fabric, well, both of these fabrics are fabrics from shirts that I made my dad when he was still here. And my dad was a very, very patriotic man. And I thought that this was totally appropriate to use for my project bag. So last time I worked on this one was the 1st of January. And again, I think it was in Bringo too. This one is, oh gosh, it's totally blowing out. It's from the Vivsters, and it's the American flag, the big one. And I changed up the colors. I didn't go with what she suggested, so I do have B52. I went with black for the outline parts. And then for my blue, I chose 803, and I tried to match. So we have a flag here in our dining room that was flown in honor of our family by a soldier, and I actually have the plaque and everything too up yonder. So I went through my stash and I found colors that were as close to our actual flag as I could. And then I picked Buckeye Scarlet for my red. And I'm doing this one on a piece of fiddler's cloth, a very large piece of fiddler's cloth, because I wanted it to be big. I want a big one so I can frame it, and like I said, for my patriotic wall. And this is where I'm at with strings. So I have some of the white done, and then got some outline done. And I don't know why I have 2 needles on this. It's weird. Anyway, I'm hoping that I can do better about getting that done. It would be very doable to do like a motif a month on that one. I mean, it wouldn't get done next year, but it would put a dent in it. Just a thunk. All right. Oh. Next up, this one is called Meadow Flowers. This is another Van Gogh. I started this one on the 30th of July, which I can't remember if that's the anniversary of his birthday or when he died. Let's see, I'm obviously not that big of a fan of Van Gogh, or I could remember that. But the last time I worked on it was October 15th. I love this one. So this is what inspired me to get this. So I belong to a group called Post Crossing, and I had put in for a request of anything with Van Gogh art on it. And this was the postcard that I got in the mail. Couldn't find it on Haid, so I emailed the gal that has, her name is also Michelle, or Renko, and I emailed her and I told her what I wanted. I sent her a picture of this. I said, do you guys happen to have that? And lo and behold, guess what they had? So I got this one and immediately fell in love with the color palette. Just, oh, it was stunning. And it was really cool because this one actually was in the October, it came up on the spin for the Haids to work on it. Look at those colors. And if memory serves me right, I think I either have page 1 done or I almost have page 1 done, but I think I finished page 1. It's just on a piece of white Aida, and this is what I have done so far. Those colors, oh, they're so pretty. Love this one. Love, love, love it. So I'm hoping that that one will come back out. This is the bag that I had my frogs in. If you guys remember my frog pile. And I finished them just before I started this. And I was like, oh, I love this bag. Perfect for my meadow flowers. All right, next one. This one I actually just finished working on. I worked on it. I finished working on this one on Sunday. This is called Autumn Leaves, and this is a pattern. I think Morgan got this one for me. She got me the mini. So growing up, always more of a redhead colored person. When I was younger, I had a dog whose name was Dusty. And she went with me everywhere. I've told this story a dozen times. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, that is Dusty and I. Look at that little dog. It's just, and it's fall, and it's just checks all the boxes. So I started this one the 22nd of September last year. Like I said, last time I worked on this one was Sunday. And this is where I'm at on it now. I love the colors. And the palette is, isn't that pretty? I love those colors. So yeah, I was really happy to, I think I ended up, in the 4 days that I had it out, I think I ended up with like 333 colors or something, or colors, yeah, stitches. So that made me really happy. And then the next one, this one actually, I spun it yesterday, and I'll work on it yesterday and basically for 4 days. I started this one on Halloween last year, and I hadn't worked on it until yesterday. The last time I worked on it was the day I started it. So, but this is Halloween Bird. I don't have all of these. I have most of them. But my goal is to, oh, I don't even have to take it off the hoop, is to get them all made up. You can see I have the autumn one here. I think I have the Christmas one that'll be coming up to show you guys. Yeah, because I finished the St. Patrick's one already. So this is a piece of fabric. I've had it forever. I don't even know. I think I got this from that gal in Wyoming, if memory serves me. But this is where I'm at on it. Like I said, I picked it up and worked on it last night. And put in, I don't know, 60 or 70 stitches. Not much. Lots of colors in this one. I still need to get the button ordered. So I doubt if this one will be done to put up for Halloween this year, but definitely for next year. And then the next one, I started this one on the 30th of November last year. Morgan was home last year for Thanksgiving, and we started a project together, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what the name of this company is. It's not Tidy Patterns. Oh shoot, what's it called? I don't have it on here. Anyway, the name of the pattern is Rainbow Village, and it's off of Etsy. She's got some really, really cool stuff. It's not tight. It's, oh my gosh. I want to say now it's like Tam Studios. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, she's on Etsy. If you go on Rainbow Village cross stitch, something along those lines. When I see this, I think of Whoville, you know, with all the wonky houses and the goofy trees. And I was a huge Dr. Seuss fan. Looks like I need to do some bobbinating. Look at that color palette. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love the, in my ginormous start, when we started it, we just pulled from stash because it was totally not planned. And we didn't have hardly any of the colors we needed. So we basically did what we had. But the last time I worked on that one was the 11th of January. And I'm pretty sure that that one was a Ringo stitch as well. I'm pretty sure. All right, 13 to go, guys. We're almost halfway there. All right, this is the big guy. And I'm sure that you guys have seen this all over social media. This one is the Stitch Along with Haid. And I chose Jelly World. The reason I chose that, there was 2 different ones that I was going to make for my bestie for her birthday. And I let her pick. And of course she picked the bigger of the 2 because, you know. And I'm hoping that I can have this done by year end. I have 6 pages done, as in the 4 across the top, which this one doesn't count to go toward the free pattern or a done page. They have to be whole pages. So I'm almost done. So I have 1 through 4 across the top, 5, and then almost all of 6, which will give me the 6 pages that I need to have it finished. I brought it clear down to the bottom. So this is the bottom of the page. Yes, I have a stain, but that's going to be framed, so it doesn't matter. Excuse me. And what I'm thinking about doing, so I can start looking for a frame, kind of get an idea, is bring this, basically finish the square, if you will. So bring it down from there all the way down to the bottom and then come across there. So it would be, I guess, kind of like cross country, because as I'm going down, you know, if that stitch comes out or whatever, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, finish the square. But yeah, it's a really enjoyable piece. I did lose steam on it this summer, so I gotta ramp it back up so I can have it done for her in time for her birthday. And then this is the bag. I don't know if you guys have seen this bag since I made it. I found that fabric at Joann's before they went out of business, so. And Morgan gets it when I'm done because she wants to stitch the jellies. She is, I can't remember what it's called. It's the like black and whites and creams, grays. There's a couple standing more down at the bottom. She's doing it in diamond painting for the Sal. It's absolutely gorgeous. I started this one on the 27th of December last year, and it's ongoing. I can't remember when I worked on it last. It was one day last week. So, or maybe it was this weekend. Okay, this one I started on the 2nd of January this year. So now we're done with 24. We're into 25. And the last time I worked on it was on the 2nd of January. I have February and do I have February? I might have March. I can't remember if I have March or not. But January Quaker. This is on 18 count. And I'm using the called for threads. I don't know. Yeah, I can show you. Classic Color Works. I love how dainty that is. So my hope is to finish these and do like I have. Only it'll go in a frame, but be able to display it every month. Like the houses that aren't done, and of course these that these are done. I got those out of, it was in a magazine. I can't remember what the name of it was now. Anyway. Okay, this one, I am in love with this one. I found this one online on her, it was a freebie. And I was like, okay, well, I could do them and, you know, just do each one and blah, blah, blah. And then, and I cannot remember what website it was. I think it was Everything Cross Stitch. I can't remember for sure. I know that it's on 123 now, but this is a Jeanette Douglas. And like I said, she had originally just released the individual motifs. They were for free on her site. But then I found the border so I could do the whole piece. So I saved my pennies and I got all of the called for fabric or threads. And I don't have all of them because each flower takes different ones. So I'm slowly accumulating them as I'm going. I think I have enough to do the first 3 and then the border. Aren't those so pretty? They're so gorgeous. And then Morgan dyed this fabric for me, and it's so soft. So I have started on the border. I'm doing, and it's a peachy pink, and it's totally blowing it out, so you can't see it. But I wanted that border to be just like in the picture. I wanted it to be very subtle, so you can barely see the border, and then so your focal point is the little motifs. So this one is mine. This one is not getting given away. This one is mine. I think it's so pretty. I love all those motifs. And I printed them out, and then I took them and I blew them up so I could read them, which now it's not an issue, but the things you are thankful for. And the last time I worked on that one, I didn't say that, I'm sorry. I started that one on the 11th of February, and that was the last time I worked on it as well. The next one I started on the 17th of February. My projects are out of order, so bear with me. And that was the last time I worked on it as well. And I am talking about the bear. So I dyed my own fabric for this. I am going to do the 3 that are in order. So the 3 that will be on this page will be the bear, and then the bald eagle, and then the barn owl. So they'll sit like that. And I don't remember what all colors I used, but I know that I did this on, I think I used, I know for sure Kelly Green. I might have even put a splash of turquoise in there too. This is the whole piece of fabric that I did. And then this is my start on the bear. And as you can see, I have it counted off. So then the eagle will go here, and then the owl, yeah, and the owl will go here. And I also did fabrics for the other 3 seasons, and I have the patterns kitted up, but I'll partially kitted up. But I have not started any of them with the bear. I wanted to do this set first and make sure that I like them, which I enjoyed stitching them. I just only stitched on them one day. So I need to get back to that because I think those would be great to have out for switching out for the seasons too. And it needs a project bag. All right, next one I started on the 19th of February this year, and last time I worked on this was the 10th of July. I have this in a Laurel Birch fabric bag left over from a shirt that I made Morgan. This one was my travel piece when I would go down the hill with Dalton for his classes. Another open picture. Because of course, like always, I need photocopies. I have to have a working copy for everything that I do because that's just me. Oh, there it is. So I'm talking about 324. And my goal was to finish it this year. So like to do, you know, to get caught up so then I had a motif every day to work on this. This is some of the colors. I mean, there's 324 colors in this, so, you know. And I did do okay on it, but I lost steam and, yeah. But I just put it on a piece of white Aida, and I'm pretty sure I got down to, okay. You're silly. I love you, but you're silly. Yeah, you're silly. I'm pretty sure that I got down to the bottom of the page. So, and it's very simple. It works up very quickly. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't have kept up with it, but I didn't. I think I got kind of frustrated because I got so far behind and I just never took the effort to get caught back up. I know. Terrible excuse. All right, the next one, we started this one on the 20th of April. This was an Easter start when Morgan was home for Easter. And she got all four, yeah, she got all four of the patterns. This is my working copy. I can't remember which one she's doing. I think, for some reason, I think she's doing this one. I can't remember, guys. Maybe she done this one, but I don't think so. I think she started this one. And called for threads. And we had agreed on which one we were going to start on this. Because like I said, she had gotten the pattern, so I hurried and ordered the thread the week before she got home. And it actually ended up getting here like the day she got here, which was kind of frustrating. But anyway, this is my huge start. And she just, I don't know if she sink dyed this or if she, I don't remember what she did, but I remember she used a taupe and a camel, and I don't remember what else she used. Maybe a tan. But she dyed us each a chunk of, you know, the whole, whatever, 20 by 24 or whatever chunk. And then we cut it up to fit. Because, like, so we're going to do, I'm going to do all four patterns. I'm pretty sure she is too. I gotta get a drink, guys. Hang on. What, Snoopy? I'm almost done. But that was the last day I worked on that one too. It was the 20th of April. Okay, so now fast forward. Goodness. To the 5th of July. And I started this one, and I think this is a piece of fabric from I don't know where this is from. I know it was from something else that I had done, because I remember cutting it. Anyway, and the last day I worked on it was the 5th of July. So I'm talking about the Christmas bird. I still need to order the buttons for this one too, but I have all the call for threads. So pretty. And this is my ridiculously small start. I honestly think you could work these up in a day, maybe 2. Well, I think I could. I'm not going to judge because everybody sews at their own pace. But it's like the Halloween one. If I would just sit down and work on that in the evening, it would be done. And then, I mean, in July, I got kind of crazy with the Christmas starts because, I mean, you guys have seen I have, what, 2 Christmas projects. So I decided that I was going to every week start in July, start Christmas. Well, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't every week. It was when I didn't already have an anniversary date project in July. And Morgan and I started them together, and we ended up starting, I want to say we started 9, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And then I finished 4 of them because they were gifts, which I showed you guys already. So the first one, this is some of the colors. I started this one on the 19th of July. And I have to keep this all together because that's just the way I am. This pattern is actually out of Keepsake Calendar 2020. And this is a Joan Elliott. And it's called Snow Family Portrait. And I feel like this is the 4 of us. It's just so perfect. So anyway, and it's another pitiful start. I did a center start, and I don't know which one is up or down, but it's on an opalescent, and that's my very sad start. So, but I'm anxious to get this done. I wanted to start this one back when I got the calendar, and I never did. And the last day I worked on that one was the same day that I started it. Okay, so now this one, there's going to be 2 in here. So as you saw in the pictures that I showed yesterday, I had made ornaments for the 5 of us, as in the 4 of us, and then for Morgan's boyfriend Logan. And I finished Morgan's and Dalton's and Preston's, but I still need to finish Logan and I's. And this isn't exactly right. I mean, you can see that what the L is going to look like, but obviously you can't see an S because this is the only example of the little birds, the little robins. But I thought they were so stinking cute. And they finished up great. I'm not going to take this out of the hoop. But this one is mine. And I started this one, well, I'm out of order, but I started this one on the 26th of July. The last day I worked on this one was the 27th. So that's where I'm at on mine. I finished the others, and 2 of them that I done were birthday gifts. I mean, they stitch up in like 2 days. They'd probably stitch up in a day if I would have just done it. And then Logan's is almost done. I've got to finish the L, and then it looks like, of course, the back stitch. I got to finish the stocking here, and then the rest of the bird and the back stitch. They work up super, super quick. And here's all the different colors. But I just thought those fat little robins were just so stinking cute. And his I started on the 25th of July. And again, last time I worked on it was the 27th. And then the last Christmas one I started was the, it's called Stained Glass Elegance, and I started it on the 27th of July, and that was also the last day I worked on it. And this is another one. I got this one out of Keepsakes 24, so last year. And I fell in love with this one too. But I love stained glass. Isn't that gorgeous? Again, another full coverage. Very small full coverage, but a full coverage nonetheless. So I just got a real tiny start up in that top corner with some black. And this is just on a piece of white Aida. You can see it's not going to be very big. I want to say it's like 12 by 12 or 10 by 10 or something. It's super small. So that was my start on that one. 2 more to go. All right, this one, if you've been here for a while, you know that every year for Morgan's birthday, at least for the last few years, I have tried, and I've succeeded. This year I kind of set myself up. Hopefully I'm not going to fail. But every year I try to make her a blackbird for, as in Blackbird Designs, for her birthday. And next year she is going to be a 1/4 of a century old. So I thought I needed to do something really cool. When she was home at Easter, she had dyed me several pieces of fabric for my samplers that I want to start for next year. And I didn't want to do just a simple one. Like, I wanted to do something really cool for her 25th birthday. And I was, cruising around on 123 looking at Blackbird Designs, and I found this one, and I was like, oh, I can get this done. I can do this. So I went and I ordered the threads. So I couldn't start it right away because I had to wait, because I think I had like 5 or 6 of the threads. And of course the thread that I needed to start I didn't have. So I got all the threads in, which was, the mortgage kind of thing. And took it in, made all my working copies. And like I said, I started this one on the 13th of August. It's the last time I've worked on it too. I am talking about Merrily Merrily. This is, wow. I love this one so much. I told her, I said, you might not get your birthday present next year. Well, what is it? I'll just have to wait and see. So, and of course it's going to blow out. So this is very tan, but not stupid tan. Like, it's not overbearing, but it's good enough, especially this color right here. I was worried about that, but it lays fine. And the thing of it is that this color right here, which is, I think it's this blue. It's a real pale blue. I am really popular today. When you watch, I get done with my videos and nobody will call me or text me, because that's just Nusser's Law. No, it's Dove. It's Dove and Corn Silk. And they both show up just fine. So I am not worried about it. I actually entertained buying the fabric that it called for in an Aida, like a 16 or an 18 count Aida. And it's ugly. Like, it is depressing ugly. It does not match the picture at all. I was like, no. So I took a piece of this tan or parchment or whatever color you want to call it, and it's going to be perfect for it. It'll still give it that antique-y old look, but all of my colors are going to show up perfectly. So I have until the first part of July to get this done and get it framed and get it sent off to her. Let's see. Calls for 18 count, and this is either, this might be 18. It's either 18 or 16. It will be, looks like I did it on maybe 16 count. It's going to be basically 18 by 18. I might have to drive this one out there to her instead of mailing it. Or mail it to her and send her the money and have her go frame it. I might do that. And she can get exactly what she wants. All right, last one, and I have to pull a picture up of this one. So I started this one on the 29th of, so I'm thinking it's the anniversary of his death. I can't remember. I started this one, like I said, the 29th of July in honor of Van Gogh. And this one is called Gladolia. And I think this is another one that I got from Orinco. In fact, I'm positive it is. And again, another pitiful start. Isn't that beautiful? The only flowers that my dad would raise in his garden was Gladolias. And they would always come up and bloom when school would start. And so every time that there was one that was ready to pick, he would, wrap a paper towel around the bottom of it and, make sure it was wet and send it to me for the bus driver or the teacher or the school secretary. So Gladolias are always my connection to my dad. I should have done this one before I did Merrily Merrily. It's out of order, but that's fine. But again, just that white border is all I've gotten done. And I do that so if I have to adjust it for my frame. I did that on Field of Poppies. I did that one on Starry Night. I have a little bit of room. I have all the threads down in the bottom, so I can't show them all to you, but you can see from the colors that they're gorgeous. Typical Van Gogh colors. Beautiful. All right, guys. Believe it or not, we're at the end, and it's basically an hour. We did good. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will check out the links that I'm going to put below. There are links to our Facebook group. There are links to my personal pages for my writing if you're interested in my novels. And then I will put a link for the Cancer Walk. And like I said, if you would be willing to support us, we would sincerely appreciate that. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for visiting our channel and continuing to support us. And I will do my very best to try to come back next week and give you an update on whatever speaks to me, because now I want to work on everything. I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay warm, stay cool wherever you are at. Stay dry. I know that we have some friends that are really getting some flood damage and whatnot. We're supposed to have some rain later this week. So wherever you are, just be safe. And again, just have a great day. Thank you again for coming and spending some time with me. Bye, guys.